Chapter 3 Atoms and Molecules. In this chapter, we are going to discuss the following: ancient thoughts about atoms and molecules, laws of chemical combination, Dalton's atomic theory, what is an atom, what is a molecule, what are ions and ionic compounds, writing chemical formulae of compounds, molecular mass and mole concept. Ancient thoughts about atoms and molecules. Ancient Indian and Greek philosophers have been thinking about what matter is ultimately made up of. It was about 500 BC that an Indian philosopher, Maharishi Kanat, had postulated that matter is divisible. That is, if we go on breaking matter, we'll get smaller and smaller particles, and ultimately the particles obtained may be so small that they cannot be further divided. These indivisible particles were named as Parmanu. Almost during the same period, ancient Greek philosophers Democritus and Leucippus also put forward the same idea. However, they call the smallest indivisible particles as atoms in Greek, means uncuttable. During the same era, it was also suggested by Indian philosopher Pagudha Kadyayama that in some cases the atoms may not exist in the free state, but may exist in the combined state in the form of species called molecules or compounds. Thus, we may conclude that matter is made up of small particles which may be atoms or molecules. As different kinds of matter contain different types of atoms or molecules which have different properties. Therefore, different kinds of matter have different properties. Upon the 18th century, there were no experimental methods and results available to support the above philosophical ideas. However, towards the end of the 18th century, the fact had been established that pure substance can be either elements or compounds. Now the question was how and why the elements combine together to form compounds. Experimental studies were carried out to understand the laws according to which the elements combine to form compounds or substances react together to form products. These laws are called laws of chemical combination. By measuring accurately the masses of the substances involved, the following two laws of chemical combination were put forward. First one, law of conservation of mass. Second one, law of constant proportion. Law of conservation of mass. This law deals with the masses of the reactants and products of a chemical reaction. The law was put forward by Anthony Lavoisier in 1774. It states as follows: mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. In other words, in any chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products. Example to illustrate the law of conservation of mass. Calcium carbonate CaCO3 on heating decomposes to give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. It is found that if 100 gram of calcium carbonate is heated, it gives 56 gram of calcium oxide and 44 gram of carbon dioxide. Thus, for the reaction, calcium carbonate decomposes to give calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Mass of the reactant is equal to 100 gram. Total mass of the products is equal to mass of the CaO calcium oxide plus mass of the carbon dioxide CO2, which is equal to 56 plus 44 grams, which is equal to 100 gram. Thus, total mass of the products is equal to total mass of the reactants. This shows that no mass is created or destroyed in this chemical reaction. Experiment to verify the law of conservation of mass. Take a clean conical flask fitted with a cork. Also take a small test tube and tie a thread to its neck so that it can be suspended in the flask. Weigh the flask, cork and tube together. Prepare the following two solutions. First one, approximate 5% solution of barium chloride by dissolving 5 gram of barium chloride in 100 ml of water. Second one, approximate 5% solution of sodium sulfate by dissolving 5 gram of sodium sulfate in 100 ml of water. Take a small amount of barium chloride solution in the conical flask and a small amount of sodium sulfate solution in the test tube. Suspend the test tube in the flask with the thread as shown in figure. Weigh the complete system. Subtract the mass of the empty apparatus. The difference will give the mass of the reactants taken. Now, loosen the cork so that the thread is loosened and the test tube falls into the flask. As a result, the solution of the tube mixes into the solution of the flask. A white precipitate appears in the flask due to the following reaction takes place. Barium chloride plus sodium sulfate gives barium sulfate plus sodium chloride. Weigh the complete apparatus again along with the contents. Subtract the initial mass of the empty apparatus. The difference will now give the total mass of the products along with that of the reactant left unreacted if any. We observe that the mass comes out to be same as it was before the reaction. This proves the law of conservation of mass.